Welcome back to Millennial Mondays, bringing you all the joy in your adult book recommendations. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. So this is a bi-weekly video series where I, Mercedes, am going to give you adult book recommendations that will bring you joy. So put on your favorite comfy fall sweater and scream into the void, "This year will not defeat me." Alyssa Cole, Queen Goddess, Goddess of the Muses, Goddess of Writing, and that is the gospel truth. Alyssa Cole has always been one of my favorite authors. She mostly writes romances though. She writes apocalyptic romances, historical romances, everything to make you feel good and squishy inside. Cole is most famous for her romance series, The Reluctant Royals, which is probably one of my favorite romance series ever. In fact, when I talk with my friends, the conversation goes a little something like this. Yeah, I don't read romance novels. Have you read the Reluctant Royal series by Alyssa Cole? Well, no. Read all the books! Sydney's black neighborhood seems to be disappearing overnight. For sale signs start popping up in neighbors' yards that she's known her whole life. They go missing, and then new people move into the house. Her new white neighbors have microaggressions and attitudes that are starting to make her feel unsafe in her own neighborhood. Then her best friend goes missing and won't return her text messages, and a pharmaceutical company moves in that may have sinister plans for her neighborhood. And Sydney now is afraid of disappearing herself. Cole gives us an extraordinary thriller that feels like the movie Get Out and Rear Window. It is a social commentary thriller that feels more like it's based in reality than fiction. The true horror of this novel is that these kind of things happen all the time to marginalized communities, and it's in our history as well. And one of the great things that Alyssa Cole does is she gives us the history of gentrification and redlining and additional resources to read as well in the back of the book. So I knew what gentrification was, but I didn't know too much about the American history of redlining, and that was something interesting that I was glad that I found out about. And the articles that she has in the back of this book are really, really great for anyone who's wanting to do more research or learn more about the practices of redlining. This book is told from one part Sydney's perspective and the other part Theo's perspective. Theo is one of the new neighbors who has moved into the neighborhood and befriends Sydney, and also starts realizing that something strange is going on in the neighborhood as well. And they kind of team up to figure out why people are disappearing. It also looks at microaggressions and how that can affect neighborhoods as well. I think that this is a great book that should be on everyone's fall reading list for 2020. And because of that, I am going to give it a 5 out of 5 stars. So the next book that I want to talk about, well, it makes me feel like... Yes, this is the spicy adult book romance recommendation that you need in your life right now. This is You Had Me at Ola by Alexis Daria. So this is actually one of the Goodreads choice nominees for the adult romance category this year. And this is from Alexis Daria, who is actually a Rita Award-winning author. This book is going to make you want to go to karaoke bars and sing your heart out. Like when it's safe. So this book follows Jasmine Lynn, who is a soap opera star darling, and she has recently got out of a messy breakup with a guy who cheated on her with a girl who kind of looks exactly like her, and the photos ended up all over People magazine. Jasmine is completely side-blinded by this whole thing. She did not realize this was going to happen, and she is being dragged through the tabloids because of it. And she feels really awful, and she realizes she needs a new plan. She needs a leading lady plan. And she comes up with this list of things that are going to help her get back on top and help her become the actress that she wants to be. That does not include falling in love with hot co-stars. And both of them have been put on this Netflix like soap opera show. So think like Ugly Betty or like Jane the Virgin or any of that, good stuff. There's even a new Selena series that's coming out on Netflix soon. So think about it like that, like a Spanish drama soap opera series on Netflix. And she meets him, and Ashton isn't also really looking to fall in love right now either. He has a secret kid that nobody knows about. He's a dad, normal things. Ashton really isn't looking for a relationship right now either. He is a dad. He has a secret kid that nobody knows about, but they can't keep away from each other. I would also like to point out that this book has the best karaoke scene that has ever happened in a novel ever. So congratulations, Alexis Daria, for making me want to sing Ricky Martin. Good job. This book has it all. Romance, laughter, chemistry. It even has its own Spotify playlist. That is right. It has its own Spotify playlist, so you can listen to the music that she talks about in this book. And the Spotify playlist is going to have you singing Ricky Martin and Selena and jamming out. And let's be all honest, we watched that Jennifer Lopez Selena movie on repeat a million times as a kid and bitty bitty boom boomed all over our house, okay? You can't tell me you didn't. If you are a fan of Jane the Virgin or Ugly Betty or just really excited about the new Selena TV drama series coming on Netflix soon, this is going to be the book for you. I will let you know it is a 4 chili pepper out of 5 on the spice scale of romances as it goes. And also, this book is available on Libby to download an ebook and on audiobook format as well. So the last book series I want to talk about is actually a series of books. There are 5 books in total in this series, but I think it is the best science fiction book series of the last decade. I really do. I think Pierce Brown's Red Rising series, if you have not read this series, you have maybe heard of it and you're like, no, you should be reading this if you are a science fiction fan. This is probably my favorite science fiction book series of all time. So this is actually an older book. It was published in 2014, if I remember correctly. Yeah. 2014, yeah. But there are 5 books in the series. So, and the last, number 6, should be out hopefully next year. And so now is the perfect time to pick this up. So this series follows Darrow, who lives on Mars underground, and he is being forced to mine materials for the society so that they can create life on the top of Mars. The lie, though, that all of the Reds have been told, and that's the group that he is like part of, is that life is not sustainable on Mars right now. And everyone that's down below that's a Red has been working slave labor to get the materials that will supposedly make Mars livable. But lies, it is all lies. The Golds, who are at the top of the social hierarchy, have been telling the Reds that they have not reached the surface, that it is not livable, that what they are doing is important. And of course, they need to work as hard as they can to make life livable for them someday on top of Mars. But that isn't true. And when Darrow finds that out, he goes on a quest to change his appearance and infiltrate the Gold Society to bring it down from within. And who of us doesn't like a bring down the society because they're ruining everything? And so this is a great dystopian series, science fiction series. In fact, it's not even categorized as a series anymore. They call it the Red Rising Saga. And it does feel like a saga. It feels epic. It feels like a space opera. It feels big. I love it when stories feel big. So you thought we were done, right? Yeah, 3 book recommendations and Mercedes is out and we're all good and all that. No, because I want to actually start talking about our adult graphic novel collection here at the Scott County Public Library. So this is a special collection that we started a couple years ago, and it is comics for adults. And so that'll have things like The Walking Dead in it, Batman, things like that. And I have our adult comic book recommendation today. This is Blackbird by Sam Humphries and Jen Bartel. And this is a great comic about magic and family, if that is something you're interested in. Blackbird follows Nina Rodriguez, who lives in Los Angeles, who for her entire life has believed that magic is real, but no one really believes her. And when she was younger, there was an earthquake that happened, and she swears that she saw a giant magical beast of some sort, and that it saved her. But no one really believes her. Her mother has died in a car accident when she was younger, and her sister is the only one that sticks around to make sure that she has everything she needs, raises her, and takes care of her and stuff. She's in her 20s now. She still believes that magic is real, but no one will really believe her. Until the night that her sister gets kidnapped by a giant magical beast, and she realizes that magic is real, and she's going to need to figure out how she can use it to get her sister back. So I really like this. I like the way that magic is presented in this. They have like jewelry and there's gems, and the gems have spells that they use to like create magic. So if you are looking for an adult comic book recommendation, I recommend Blackbird. And that is going to be it for Mercedes today on another Millennial Monday. We hope to see you every other Monday here for adult book recommendations. Now let's dance party out of here.